Hi Puzzles and Pieces, this is Jess from Multiplicity and Me, a channel dedicated to ending the stigma of DID. Today's video, what's it all about? Well, today's video choice was voted and chosen for by our incredible patrons. Thank you so very much. So the original video topic was whittled down to this, but the original comment was this. And I felt like there was kind of lots to unpack, and there were so many ideas running around in my head, and I thought, well, what's kind of the most concise way? Because I think a lot of DID basically is about establishing who you as an entity are. It's about kind of identifying your blueprints between each alter. Each individual alter carries a piece of the overall you. It's extremely important to communicate, cooperate and collaborate. Those are the 3 C's that I would say that from my experiences are absolutely needed into stage 1 of safety and stabilization within therapy. 100%. So, I read a lot of comments about people saying, oh, you shouldn't really encourage this condition. You shouldn't encourage getting to know your parts. Even a lot of the professionals, times in crisis where many years ago, Jake had turned up saying, I am really unwell right now, I need help, I need support, and we'd be addressed as Jess. That is invalidating, it's not helpful. I think again it's about the old myth that you're kind of encouraging the delusion. But DID is not a psychosis, it's not a delusion, it's a dissociative disorder. Each part is an established entity. Everyone has a different consciousness, that's the point, right? Alternate states of consciousness, that's what kind of alters are all about. So we need to delve into the depths of each state of consciousness to find out overall what makes us tick. Once we can find out a little bit more about each part, we can then delve into maybe the hows and the whys. DID is a logical disorder, don't forget. A lot of logic went into creating us, so we've got to kind of find out what those bits are exactly. So if we wanted to do something like trauma process, part of that really is kind of looking back on your own alters that you've kind of gathered and you've acknowledged, and finding out, okay, why are they the way that they are? What does that mean for me? What experiences in our life has created that alter to be like they are today, to be like how and why they exist today? Sorry, I feel like I'm talking super fast. I already did this video once and I got really anxious, and now I feel really energized, and I think that Jake must be about, because I'm like, yeah. As dissociated states, what we need to do is integrate. Now hang on, for anyone who's worried about, I'm telling you, you must integrate. I'm not kind of saying that, I'm saying we naturally integrate. I think even for people without DID who maybe kind of have a poor connection with who they are as people, I think really, in a way, they're integrating their sense of self all the time. We do, as people, human beings, are much more keen to learn, to develop, to grow, to change. We're not afraid to reflect and think, okay, why did I behave in this way? What did that mean for me? How did that make someone else feel? Being very self-analytical, I think, is a really good thing. And I think it's especially important, again, when you have DID, when you have parts, because you're not just asking about what you did, you're asking about what that alter did and why. How they did that, why they did that, at the core of them, what made them do that, how did that make others feel? Again, we're talking system responsibility, accountability, and then we can establish correct action. So I think, we're constantly working on ourselves, and that's extremely important in terms of development and recovery, just in general being a human being. So when I say integration, what I mean, it's about bringing parts closer together. Dissociation is about moving parts away. Integration is about bringing them close together. I'm not saying they fuse, I'm not saying they should be one. I'm just saying, in order to manage a system efficiently, an important part of that is integration. And what that means essentially is getting to know your parts, establishing a sense of a safe and stable self. That is all phase 1 of DID recovery. So again, when we're looking at people who say maybe, oh, you shouldn't do that, you shouldn't get to know your parts, you should shun them away, and it's a delusion, that's actually not helpful, because you're not establishing why that part exists in the first place and who they are, what makes them tick, What do they like and what do they dislike? If you don't find those things out, you're going to find managing a system very difficult, because you're just operating for you. Oh, none of this is going on in the background, I don't need to worry about it. But that doesn't help, and that's not going to help you, and that's not going to help your part. We are disconnected, dissociated states in DID. That's how we exist, and that's very isolating. So what we need to be doing is establishing a connection, whether we like an older or not, whether we get on with them or not. It's a bit like being stuck in a room full of strangers. How do you get to know people in that room? Well, you can either kind of hide from them and never talk to them, or you can get to know them, and you know, you may find that you don't like the people that you're talking to, or you may find that you get on really well with them. Working with a system is very much like that. It's kind of like how you treat meeting any other person. You get to know them more, you find out what they like, what they don't like, what you've got in common, what you don't have in common, and then you kind of work together if you have to. Like if you're stuck in a room together, you have to work together, and it's the same goes for DID. So when I'm talking about integrating our senses of self, it's just about that. It's about understanding what makes us tick. I think, again, don't get this confused with fusion. I think the problem with them being used so interchangeably is that it makes things get confusing, you know? So a lot of people kind of worry that I'm saying fusion, final fusion, and I'm not. I'm simply stating integration, which is a form and process of healing, about establishing those connections, about bringing down those dissociative barriers, so there's less amnesia, there's more support, etc, etc. As people with DID are integrating all the time by doing that. Every day is a new day, every day is a new experience. I'm sure, you know, if you've already established that you have this disorder and you're working through it, you tend to find that you learn something new pretty much every day, whether it's about what you're doing or a part or whatever it is, or about maybe your outlook. And I also think, of course, that psychoeducation is so important in this disorder. I've been diagnosed 10 years now, and I wish that I'd known the stuff that I do now 10 years ago. It's taken me a long time to weed through the rubbish and, you know, kind of get my head out of the sand sometimes when I just wanted to kind of stick with what I knew and felt safe within that, but that's not necessarily processing. And that's okay, because again, that's my recovery journey, and if it takes me 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, it's gonna take me that long, right? But equally, I wish it was made easier for me when I first was diagnosed. And what I do think is made easier for people is now they have things like this. This is the Dissociative Identity Disorder Journal, and oh my gosh, I love it so much. It's got everything in it, it's so amazing. So system rules, alter check-ins, so noting time and switches, triggers, alter introductions and profile pages, system map pages, gratitude prompts, inspirational quotes, DID symptom tracker, mood tracker, journals. It's literally so good. You know, spaces as well, just to be mindful, to colour, to draw, to doodle, to write notes to each other. Whatever you need to do, this book has it. I wish this book existed a long time ago. So for us, a journal like this, as fabulous as it is, we feel like that we don't really need this anymore, because we've already established each of our parts. We're looking at what makes each one of them tick. That's what the trauma processing is all about. And yeah, we just figured this book would be amazing to go to someone who really is new in their journey, who can't afford a book like this, but would really like to. So with that, what we've done, what we'd like to do is make a giveaway on our Instagram page. So please make sure that you're following our Instagram. It's the same as our YouTube username. Simply go over to the post, the first post you'll see on there. Make sure you like it and go comment with the hashtag educated. Okay, so you have to be liking, following, and give us a little hashtag of educated. I'm not actually sure how many winners we're gonna have, because I'd like to send a few of these out, but I think we'll establish interest, see what postage is like, and then go from there. Please don't worry if you're not selected at random, don't feel too down, because if you're a creative person, you can still make this work. Simply by using a bullet journal, pieces of paper, you can make something like this, create profiles, just getting to know more about your alters, so you can do that. Mood trackers, you can make switch trackers, You can do all of this yourself too, but equally we would love you to participate. So please go over to our Instagram and comment #educated to be in with a chance of winning that. And like I said, we'd really like if you kind of were a system, OSDD, DID, that's kind of new to understanding themselves, and you know, maybe a difficulty connecting, who don't necessarily have the means to buy a book like this. If you do have the means, however, please go to the link in the description below. Like I said, this isn't a product placement. This isn't anything like that. You know, we just picked up this book and we thought, wow, how helpful will this be? Especially to answer this question that was given in to us by our amazing patrons. So thank you again for choosing and voting for the topic, because, oh, what an incredible topic. And we hope that it's helped, or going to help, lots of people establish those very, very important connections, because again, it's all a process of healing. Oh my God, I can take a breath. Oh my goodness, I can take a breath now. I literally, I've been talking a lot, haven't I? Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. So that's it from me and from Jake. I'm sure Jake's around. I'm 100% sure this is Jake around. Don't forget, whether or not you have a system and you have parts and alters, each part of you still deserves self-love, self-care and compassion. And well done on becoming more educated. Again, don't forget to go over to our Insta to be in with a chance to win it. You've got to be in it to win it. And we will announce the winners at the end of November. Consequently, we'll put them in the credits of our 1st of December video. That's the plan. So we'll see what happens, because we'd like the books to reach people by Christmas, if obviously people celebrate Christmas, so that would be lovely. Okay guys, see you next time, and don't forget all links that were talked about are in the description below. Okay, thank you guys, bye!
Hey guys, it was me! Should I do that as like a little Easter egg at the end of the video? Maybe? Like, not me it wasn't me in the video, I was super close. And now I'm out, and I'm like, yeah! Buzzing on energy, it's been forever. But we love you guys and hope you're awesome. Stay awesome. You guys are the best. And we're so grateful to have you on our channel, just here, subscribed. Like, it literally means so much to have so much support for what we do. And to have your guys' approval, really. So yeah, thanks again and have an awesome rest of your day.